Hello my friends, thank you so much for being here today. We're going to do a 2-in-1 review on a couple of the new Too Faced holiday things I've been playing with lately. One of them is the Forbidden Fruitcake palette and the other is the Hangover Pillow Balm set. So I'm just going to give you a little review on both of these in this video, and if I continue to try more Too Faced holiday things, I'll put out more videos on that as well. But this little palette, I just had to try it. As you saw in my holiday haul video, it really spoke to me because for some reason fruitcake I really associate it with my mom. She actually likes fruitcake. I have been called fruitcake by her for years. It's just a funny thing that that's a palette. And part of me just kind of loves how Too Faced, you know, has done a lot of the obvious like holiday yummy kinds of things with gingerbread and pumpkin spice and cinnamon swirl, and it's like we're not stopping. We're doing fruitcake. So this is one of their mini palettes. It contains 8 shades, and actually I've really been enjoying this palette. I have used it a lot. I typically like to try a palette quite a bit before I get on here to review it. And even if it's something as small as an 8 shade palette, I want to see like what's the range with this thing. And I feel like this one actually has quite a bit of range. At a glance you might think, well, these are some kind of common shades, and I would say yes and no to that. I think you look at the top row and like maybe this shade down here and you're like, okay, those are basics I know I already have. But then there's this like duochrome sort of hint of forest green, but it also sort of becomes more neutral looking depending on how it's hitting the light. There's this splash of pink, the red in there. Those are things that make this a special palette, and they combine with the other shades in different ways to give you some really different kinds of looks. So I have enjoyed this just for getting the basic look. You could use the mattes here, this, and this. Your matte neutrals can really form a very classic look that's not even over the top warm, but these two I think are definitely like soft warm brown shades. You also have a red that can tie into that look even more and give you a little bit more of a fiery like heat to the look. But then you've got shimmery shades that can pop, and they're actually really nice textures. I could maybe see a little bit of flake to these, but I have no problem applying these with a brush. I think they're plenty pigmented. They lay down smoothly, and the same with your duochrome shade down here. That's probably the most pigmented shimmer, and that can go from having a slightly greenish look to a slightly warm brown color, which is very interesting, and it meshes with your deeper brown mattes in this palette really, really well. Not really a scent in this palette that I can distinguish. I mean, maybe just a tiny hint of sweetness coming out of it, but nothing like really strong by any means. You do have the mirror in here, and I just wanted to walk you through some of the looks that I have done with it. One of them was the look I did when I was actually doing that haul video, and I went on the lid with the duochrome color and just warm browns in the crease, and I like that look. Also, just a really smooth classic look for me is using the combination of the matte browns and then the goldeny color on like the inner half of the lid. I thought that turned out really, really nice. Another day that I was actually reviewing some Tarte products, I wanted just a super classic base matte eye so that I could use one of those Tarte sticks to sort of accent in different ways. So I just used this palette and this palette alone to give me that crease definition, just very soft and subtle, really, really classic look. A couple days ago, I went very full on with the duochrome shade all over the lid. I love the way it hits the light, and as I was blending in the outside, I not only used the dark brown, but I used a little bit of that rich red color. And I think that makes a really, really pretty blend. I was super happy with that look. But one of my favorite looks actually centered more around the red and the pink. So this, again, shows the range of the palette. I set up my crease with like the soft brown, and then I started blending in some brown and some of the reddish shade, and then my pop on the lid was that beautiful shimmery pink. And I love the way those colors came together. So I thought that was a pretty look. And then today I did more of a halo eye with the pop on the center of the lid, just utilizing a lot of the brown mattes and then that goldeny shimmer. So I'll show you how I did that. This is going to be a little fruitcake palette tutorial, just to give you a little idea of how these shadows go on. I'm going to start down here with this kind of like warm beigey light brown and just get that started in the crease. It's a pretty shade for a soft crease color, but I also find myself reaching for this shade just to have something kind of light, blending out of a darker crease color too. Then I'm going to go to this matte right here, this kind of nice warm terracotta brown. I'm going to add that into my crease as well. And I find that these mattes blend really easily. It's exactly what I would expect out of Too Faced shadows, so it's nice to see that that quality is happening in here. And I'm just going to get that all buffed out here and really let the color, whatever's left on my brush, raise up and just kind of go to nothingness. Okay, now I'm going to take a flat brush and use the dark brown. This would be your darkest shade in this palette, and I'm going to pat that on the outer part of the lid, and I'm also going to put it on the inner part too. So when you do looks like this, I'm kind of patting on the inner part of the lid and then sort of wedging this flat brush up into the crease a bit. Okay, and then to smooth that out even more, I'm going to use my small pointed crease brush in with that second darkest shade, and I'm just going to go over that whole crease so that it doesn't look too stark, but that everything that's dark kind of blends with the mattes that were already there. Then I'm just going to go in with a full brush, and I'll use the matte cream. That will be my highlight. Just using it really, really softly. You can also use it to help blend in the inner corner a bit too. And finally, I'm going to use this shade right here as my pop on the center of the lid. It's kind of a golden champagne color. And as you can see, I can very easily pat that on with my brush. You could use your finger too. Anytime you've got an area where you're just really pinpointedly trying to build up color, that's fine. But as you can see, it hangs on with the brush really nicely, packs on well. Same can be said for the light pink, that shimmery pink in this palette. Okay, and then shadow-wise, I'm just going to finish off the look by going back into my dark brown with that small pointed brush. And I'm going to let that be just a little soft definition on the lower lash line. So as you can see, I finished off that look just with liner across the top, and I did a light liner in the lower inner rim. I popped on some lashes and did some lower lash mascara as well. Somewhat of a basic look in terms of the color scheme, but I just wanted to show you basically here's how they apply. Here's a slightly different pattern of application than I've been doing with it. But is this a palette that you really need? I could definitely glance at it and say most of what's in there I probably have somewhere else in a different palette. Maybe not all together, but bits and pieces, you know. I could craft some of the looks that I've done, maybe reaching out to other palettes. This is a pretty unique shade, but I know that that has also been in some other things that I've used before. But I think what can be special about the palette concept and what sets it apart from just like eyeshadow singles is what the palette itself inspires you to do. You know, how it causes you to take certain shades and use them together, or, you know, the different color combinations that it's going to bring into your imagination. And that's why I like this. First off, I think the theme is funny and quirky and cute, but I actually think what's inside has a lot of range. You can get your basic neutral eye, or you have a few fun splashes that can completely change the trajectory of the look. So to me, it's something I would recommend. I really like it, and I think it's fun, and what a fun thing to also gift somebody. It's like, oh, I got Fruitcake. No, it's an eyeshadow palette, and it's something very wearable for all seasons. I love it. But also you should know, like, I do overall like the neutrals with a few interesting things happening. That's really speaking to my preferences. I don't need a loud, wild color scheme. I want it to have a lot of things that feel wearable to me with those few splashes that are still quite wearable, but can switch it up a little bit. Like, it really plays into my personal preferences there. So that might not be what everyone wants. Some people are like, probably, I've got way too many neutrals. It's gonna have to be way more different than that to get my attention, and I understand that, but to me, I dig it. Now, the other thing we're going to talk about is this Hangover Pillow Balm set. So these Hangover Pillow Balms, this is a great thing that Too Faced does. I have full sizes of these. I got a couple of different scents when they expanded this range. I got Cocoa Kiss and Banana Kiss, and something I love about these, and I noticed them with these minis too, you put them on, there's an immediate kind of cooling sensation that seems to come out of nowhere, because it's not that these have a real strong minty thing going on at all. Like, they're very true to the scents that you think they should have, but but there's a very refreshing vibe to these. So I do like throwing one on as I start my makeup and my skincare, and it kind of gets my lips somewhat warmed up for whatever lip product I end up putting on later. Also, it's a great like before bedtime type of thing. There's a thickness to these. They're very, very like treatment oriented. And I've never really thought of any of the different ones I have because I have these and then I have just the original one downstairs. And I've never thought of them to be something that offers color, yet I'm still very satisfied with their function, you know, in my beauty life. But I've never thought that they showed much color. There are a couple things that will show color on your lips in this set. So I'm going to try them all on for you. The first one is just the original Pillow Balm lip treatment. So this has like, I would say a slight coconut scent. It's gentle, not super strong, but you can definitely identify it. And it goes on the lips basically looking like nothing. It has this sort of milky tone to it. And again, there is a thickness, there is a balminess. You really feel like you're putting a lip treatment on your lips with these products, and that refreshing coolness I really like. And the other one that's not limited edition in this set, and it also doesn't have shimmer, it's the Watermelon Kiss color. Really like this scent. I think it's absolutely great. It's slightly sweet, definitely accurate like for when you're thinking watermelon candy, that type of thing. And this actually leaves a hint more color on my lips than I would have expected. Just a very, very subtle wash of milky pink. Now the other two shades in here are like your limited edition fun holiday options. One is called Frost Yourself, and it has shimmer in it, and you can definitely see that on the lips, although it's not like crazy loud. This has kind of a peppermint scent, which I really like, and then you can really see that shimmer on the lips. It's not like gritty or uncomfortable in any way, but it definitely gives this product a little different look. And then the one called Candy Cane Bang, this one is definitely the most colorful. It really shows opaque color on the lips actually, and some shimmer. It's a fairly bold pinky berry color. It doesn't have quite as strong of a scent as Frost Yourself does. I mean, I'm getting maybe a little mintiness, but more of just an overall sweetness out of this one. But I think it does look actually really pretty on the lips, and there's a thickness with these products that I don't think you're going to find it feeling greasy whatsoever or like slipping outside your lip line. But one way I went on to wear that today, I gave it a little blot, and then I used my Revlon lip liner in chocolate just to kind of still take advantage of a lot of that nice feeling balminess, but to make it work a bit more with my overall look today. And like I said, that's not usually something I'm expecting of these products, is to show any color or to do anything really visually for my makeup looks, but that one there definitely does. This one shows some shimmer, and the pink actually gives you a very, very ever so soft pink look to the lips. If you've never tried these, I think this would be a great opportunity to test out the line. If you already love them, I mean, it's never hurts to have a little extra. You could put it in your travel bag. Again, reserve one for a night treatment. Use any of the others before your makeup. They just feel really great on the lips, and they have that special kind of cooling quality that I love. So I gotta say, so far from what I've tried from Too Faced for this holiday season, they're 2 for 2. I really like the palette. I love the little Hangover balm set. Please let me know what you think in the comments section if you've tried any of these products, and I will see you again very soon. I love you guys. Bye.